One day I was standing in a living room with a buyer who had just walked into a house that you could tell she loved it. But then she turned to me and said, I really like this house, but I'm worried about making the wrong decision. And almost before she even finished that sentence, I started explaining the market and the pricing and the competition. Now, I was just trying to help. And I'm betting that if you've been in the business any amount of time at all, you have done the exact same thing. What really took me by surprise is that she listened and nodded politely, and then she said something that stopped me cold. She said, You're answering a question I didn't ask. Wow. That's when I realized something. Sometimes the fastest way to lose trust with a client is by trying to help too quickly. There is a communication expert. His name is Michael Bungay Stainer, and he calls it the advice monster. Now, the advice monster is this urge to jump in with advice before they're finished even thinking. Now, the problem isn't advice. You should be giving guidance. The problem is when you give it. When the price arrives before understanding, clients often will push back, not because the advice is wrong, but because they don't feel understood. And people rarely accept advice if they don't feel heard. Now, great agents know this. They know that instead of jumping in with solutions, here's what you should do. Slow down. Take a pause. Ask questions like, what concerns you the most about this? Or what would make you feel like this is the right decision for you? Two great questions to use in this circumstance. These questions do something advice just can't do. They create curiosity. They help the client think. And once the client feels understood, advice can land correctly. Communication is core to your business. That's why we teach strategic communication to help agents structure conversations so that clients feel understood before the advice ever enters the discussion. By the way, if you enjoy these kind of practical conversations about these real skills behind doing this great real estate work, subscribe to this channel because I share a new practical idea every week. Because when you're in real estate, the goal isn't about giving advice faster. It's about staying curious long enough to truly understand the client first.